Yeah,
hold on, we can't disturb the song.
The song is one of the best parts. It's the only thing. Actually, did they spend the $5 million on developing this song? And they have a birthday boy?
Birthday boy.
Oh my gosh.
You guys had a production manager? Are you sure? Are you sure someone managed this film?
Well, maybe it was the first time job. Maybe they needed experience.
Oh yeah, you know. This is
what did you learn from your previous position? I learned all the things not to do.
Thank you, Cage. You know, working with Cage is a remarkable experience. You learn so many things.
I will say, Nick Cage is probably the best part about that entire film.
There's a storyboard artist, right? The storyboard artist is probably just given like the storyboard. It's like, all right, this is what I want you to draw. Are you sure? You sure you wanted that? Oh, okay. Let's see, big googly eye, and he's been stabbed several times. Okay, and now he's going back to the arcade. Why am I drawing this? I don't understand.
I think that the way that this was made
How are there this many people in the credits? I was fully expecting it to be like 10 seconds and you're done.
I feel
we hired 15 people to figure this out.
I feel like the way this came up from board is, so animatronics are all the rage online. We need to make a movie about animatronics killing people. How do we make this happen?
I mean, honestly, this is amazing. This is one of my new top favorite films of like, if I'm going to be interesting to somebody, if I'm going to go on a date and someone's going to ask me, oh, what movies do you like to watch? I'll be like, hold on. Listen to this one. I got a movie. You know Five Nights at Freddy's? All right, well, imagine that, but more stupid. You're going to love it. Sure to give me all the dates.
This is a movie when people start talking.
They have head, shoulders, knees, and toes, written by unknown, performed by Imoy, whoever that is.
Oh my!
That's in the credits, guys.
Oh my! So there's so much Imoy. I wonder if they just made a broad.
You're right. It's like one guy who has to do all of this. It's just like, why the f*** am I doing this?
Well, the thing is, oh my gosh. I wonder if they just, oh my god.
Oh my goodness. I love this. There's an accounting intern. Oh no, poor guy. He's just holding his head. No, it's a female. She's just holding her heads in her hands the whole time. Like, $5 million. We spent $5 million on this. Are you serious?
Oh my god.
Where did it all go?
The number one thing that I'm loving is you can take breaks every hour. Okay. Literally in the middle of a fight scene, you're going to need this knife.
Yeah, he's like, here you go. I'm not going to help you anymore. That's amazing.
The one that I'm questioning is, here, go take a break. And he goes over, plays pinball for what appears to be 15 minutes, and the fight scene has lasted 3.
You know, as you do. It's okay. It didn't have to make sense. We gave up sense as soon as he walked into the building. It was over, right?
Well,
logic has no place in this movie.
Well, I mean, I did call entrapment right out of the gate, and as soon as they locked the doors, like they were still running on some kind of sense because entrapment was core. What completely lost is a moment into the movie. And the ostrich saunters over, says, "I'm gonna eat your soul," and then gets immediately beaten to death by Nick Cage without uttering a word, and then goes back to work.
Taylor, where did you find this absolute gem? It's amazing.
I can't recall where I found it.
So I think you were looking at movies coming out and stuff like that.
I was looking for Five Nights at Freddy's movies because there was
some... You heard about a movie for Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah, there is a movie coming out for Five Nights at Freddy's. Blumhouse Productions. So
as long as they've... I mean, good luck to them. This set the bar, let me tell you.
And then Willy's Wonderland came out. No!
No, you're missing the banana split.
Yeah, the banana split.
The what?
There is a movie, and how much do you know about Boomerang? Like Boomerang Cartoon Network.
Sure.
Featured in it was an old 60s, 70s show called The Banana Split Gang.
Okay.
And it came back so many years later as a horror film for sci-fi.
Where they were...
Hold on. So it started as like a normal show.
Yes.
And then somebody was like, oh, this one is going to be a horror film. I'm going to change this.
Yes.
And somehow that made it to this.
Because what happened is in the original one, they were essentially...
The original horror film or the original show?
No, the original show.
They were essentially like big old, like, think Barney, like big old people in puppets / a little bit of animatronic, like not actual animatronics,
like
but
people in suits.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then when when the entire animatronic Five Nights stuff started hitting, I'm going to assume, just like Willy's Wonderland, they went, oh, people are interested in this. What's something? Oh, we haven't seen anything by the Banana Splits, and who owns the rights to this? I bet we can get it cheap. And they probably purchased the rights and went, we're going to get the nostalgia kick, and all the people who remember this want to come see it, and we're going to get the kick on animatronics and get all the people from this. It'll be a cult classic. It'll be amazing. We're going to do this. So they did that.
I'll give you that it's amazing.
So then they did that.
It amazed me.
Yeah, so they did that. And then I'm going to assume, after doing this, Willy's Wonderland was shortly after all this bullshit and went, we're also in on the kick, but instead of going for serious taking serious, let's go completely and utter bullshit. Make a complete horror film, and it's not really a horror film, it's a comedy.
And that is, my name is Nick Cage. I made a movie. In quotation marks.
Right.
It's a movie, guys.
So honestly, I won't lie. If someone told me this was a parody,
I'm just curious. Like, when you're like auditioning for this film, like they give you like a script, right? They're like, and you're like reading it, and you're like, what? Okay, well this seems like dark and gritty. Like this dialogue lines, okay, these seem interesting enough. And then they're like, oh no, just wait till you see the final film. It'll be fine. Maybe they didn't tell anyone what the final film would be like. They just acted in their scene alone, and they said, okay, it's a horror film. Don't worry about it. Don't question it too much. And then it's just a big reveal at the end for the actors in it of like, no, it was all a spoof all along, guys.
Right.
Like, this thing is ridiculous.
Here's what I'm stuck with. Like, I'm not... So, they have an obligatory sex scene in a horror movie. And I'm still stuck with... You are in a room in which you've been told these animatronics have the souls of killers in them. And you're going to walk off this room, you and your honey, and you're immediately going to think, this would be a good time to All my friends are in the next room. But you know what really is a good time?
Look, the guy was clearly into having people watch, right? Because the gator shows up, right?
And he's just like, it's always been there.
Oh, as it is.
And then
I'm sure someone's into it. So it's a weird world out there.
So then he comments once about how our kids, and the woman's like, take me now.
Nicolas Cage movies. I'm going to look up Nicolas Cage movies and see if this one's even listed.
Of course.
I hope, for his sake, I hope it's not.
It's the fifth one that showed up, Mike.
You're a kid. You're a kid.
What
year is this?
This year.
That's from this year?
Or this past year. It was
oh my god.
It was wait. It was previously supposed to come out Halloween 2020, but because of the pandemic, it went straight to on-demand screening with limited theatrical release in February of 2001. And in the box office with that in the box office alone with the limited release, it only made that $445,000.
So less than 1/10 of what they spent.
Oh my god.
I can't believe this is on here. 2021. Willy's Wonderland, everyone.
So I gotta say.
You know what? No. You know where I land on this? I think we should donate. I think we should have more of these films. Because this is horrible. Like, what was that? What was that? I just spent an hour and a half of my life doing something that I cannot explain to my parents. I cannot explain it to my friends. I cannot explain
Yes,
it
you
to...
can. I can see you explaining it to not to your parents. For God's sake, not to your parents. For God's sake, not to your parents, and for God's sake, not to your mom.
You know what?
But to your friends, though, yes, I want to see you try.
You are absolutely right, because I'm going to force that guy to sit through this. The same as me. He made me sit through Green Inferno. This is his recompense.
I think he comes out.
I'm gonna tell him the same thing he told me. Oh, this is a horror film and you might not be comfortable with it. Right? I'm gonna tell him exactly the same thing. But it's okay. It's fairness.
So I'll be honest. From what I understand, I bet that you come out on top, just because. So actually, he came out on top. He got to see that other movie, and it's like, okay, whatever. But then you get this absolute gem of a terrible film. Like, everyone talks about Avatar: The Last Airbender and all these other terrible-ass films, like Santa versus the Martians.
The what?
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 That is a film, and has it. I will get it for us one day.
Please do.
I kid you not.
When's the next time you're coming up here?
Heck yeah.
It is literally called Santa Claus versus the Martians. It's
go get him, Santa. Do we like Santa here?
Yes.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of Krampus stuff in the internet lately.
Krampus?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like,
essentially,
okay.
This is going to go on, like, high up there on the list of, do you want to watch a bad film and just laugh at it the entire day?
I just did. I absolutely just did. Yes, clearly this is what I enjoy.
Because, honestly, like...
It's okay. You know what? If you do that, I'll do it better. Oh, no. Oh, no. So... I drank a lot of this Kahlua. I drank an alarming amount of this Kahlua.
Let me see. Come on.
I'm scared. Keep in mind, this is after I drank the Baileys. This is... Oh, no. Mistakes have been made, lads. My Irish heritage, my ancestors would be very proud of me, but oh,
no. Oh, my gosh. This film is going on. When people say, I want to watch a good, bad film, here you go. You're going to laugh.
Honestly though, like how, like someone's like, okay, so what makes you a character? What do you consider one of your defining characteristics? I've watched this particular film. Let me show it to you. I'm gonna...
Actually,
Willy's Wonderland.
Here's the funniest thing. You could make a... Could you define, like, if you could make a film to define one character, what is the shortest amount of time you would need? You could take Nick Cage staring at the camera, and then snapshot to him throwing a punch, and then snap back to him staring at the camera. It would take 10 seconds. And that is his character.
You know what? I still don't understand about this film. I don't understand why in an hour and a half film they felt the need to like cut corners on their plot points. Like literally like the thing with the woman just showing up in the air vents. Yeah. Why did you do that? You literally needed 10 seconds for her to like say, I'm gonna get in there, and then start going up a ladder. That's all you needed. And then the kids, it turns out they were on the roof. All you needed to do was show them, like, we're gonna get up on the roof and find a way to look that, rather than just reference it later for no reason. Like, well, I can put the pieces together, I guess, but it was an hour and a half film. It's not like you were short on time.
So I will say, I did catch that they were going on the roof.
Oh, you did? That was the thing.
Remember
when did that happen? Clearly I was drinking in the middle.
Okay, so obviously, this one's going to be really easy. Do you remember seeing the white blonde girl going up the ladder?
That's what that was.
Yeah!
That makes sense. I'm sorry, I got distracted by butt, so, you know.
I mean, that was a pretty damn shapely ass.
They just decided that,
when you was a retailer?
Like, Nick Cage just kind of decided that, like, you know what this movie needs? Butt shot. Here we go. There's no other reason for that. We need butt shot in this. Okay.
At least one. And fine, it was a decent one, but it was just a, like...
We also need a host of teenagers who are just very, very weird. Like, the guy, he's hiding from all the animatronics that are clearly killing all of his friends. Literally, he's seen one of his friends die in front of him, and he's hiding. Another animatronic shows up and says, "I'm different." And he goes, "Oh, okay, I'm coming out. I'm going to talk to you. It's going to be fine. We're going to talk. I'm going to help you get to the other side and finish off your soul or something." Yeah. I'm like, what?
Why do you...
In fairness, they made a point of making sure that particular character was not smart early on when he tries to break down the like trailer door without opening it.
Oh my gosh, he went through no plot development, not plot, character development, but he didn't need to. Here's a dumbass that is a dumbass here, and guess what kills him? Being a legendary dumbass. Like, that is how you make a character. Here's a dumbass in a horror film. You don't need to make all these characters likable. You don't even need to make all these characters intelligent. Have one dumbass character so he can trigger all the traps and drag everyone down.
I guess, yeah, he does drag the rest of them in out of a sense of responsibility.
He actually got them all killed because Liz, the main character, went in and said, "Don't come after me." And he goes, "We totally need to go after her. Let's go on the roof." Everyone goes on the roof, and he somehow breaks the concrete ceiling, and
it's a dilapidated building, everyone. It's a dilapidated building. So Nick Cage is the director, right? Producer, but he didn't write the thing.
No.
Someone else wrote the thing.
Yes.
And came to Nick Cage and was like, "Nick Cage, I need you. You're my guy.
I guess.
You're my guy to produce this film." And he looked at it and he said, "You know what?
Why not?
I will do it on the condition that I get to play the janitor." That's my thing. I get to never say a line in the entire film. I just get to look cool.
You know what? That was a good choice. I'm trying to think of all these other characters that could have done it, and I'm stuck with this single issue. Anyone else that tried to do that, while simultaneously going to the pinball and looking like the biggest dork, but not like dork as in, "Oh God, why this?" but more of a, these parts of the film make me feel better. Like, it's just...
He's just producing the rest of the film. He's acting the rest of the film. He's like, the whole time, it's just this...
Oh my God.
For his brain. He's like, my God, what am I doing with
I need the outtakes. Hold on. I need the outtakes of all the pinball scenes just to see how weird he got. Like, they said...
yeah, because at the end he's just like... he's just having a great time.
Oh my gosh, I need to... Okay, so here's the thing. I know has a Blu-ray copy of this.
Oh, it'll have it.
I want to check it out and look
just
at the outtakes.
Just
go straight to the extras and see what's there.
There's going to be like an interview in it of him just taking very serious talk about like all the serious, like, this is dealing with a particular mental condition, right, that we really wanted you as the viewer to emphasize with, right? Like,
I think you mean empathy.
What's your excuse? I am like 10 shots in. I don't know what your excuse is.
Empathize.
Yes. I'm distracted by a puppy right now.
Yeah, poor puppy.
Oh my God. Taylor, you made the perfect choice of what this night should have been.
I approve this. You know, the ending there with the explosion of the car. Right? Yeah. It was just like, I didn't expect it. The whole time it's just like this very generic like explosion effect. Go. Everyone's dead. Stop thinking about it.
I strongly feel like the entirety point of that scene with Siren was just in case you thought she wasn't dead. Just so
because I mean he kills him with like a snap neck by the thighs. Yeah. Maybe he just cracked her back. You never know.
And I am sitting there. It's like
he rips the rest of their heads off.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And it's like, was this just to make a point of there is No sequel.
Like, it's done. Stop.
I will
Don't
say,
ask.
if there's a sequel, I'm gonna watch the.
So, hold on. Let me get the plot straight, though. Like, the actual legitimate plot.
Actually,
There is a town
yes.
that has these animatronics it's set up by a serial killer.
Yes.
Right? It's set up by a serial killer.
But we didn't know that in the beginning.
Right, we didn't know that at the beginning. But a serial killer opens a Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, essentially.
Yes.
Right? But it's called...
Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah.
Okay. So from there, he hires a whole bunch of ex-serial killers, or people who are
Current serial, yeah.
Cannibalists.
Cannibalists?
They were
They were
They were
cannibals?
into cannibalism.
Cannibalism and serial killers and crazy right?
Yep.
And they kill people in the sort of animatronic suits or something like that, right?
They just murdered. They just people.
murdered random families.
Okay. And eventually the police get suspicious, yes?
Yes.
Right? And they send in the SWAT team.
Immediately.
Send in the SWAT team. We have no chill. This is 21st century America, everyone. No chill. But they send in the SWAT team, and somehow they catch wind of this, and they collectively commit suicide. Right? They collectively commit suicide in a pagan sort of ritual.
Satanic
Ritual.
They specifically said satanic ritual.
Putting their spirits into the animatronics.
Yes.
A la parts of Five Nights at Freddy's, right? Because my understanding is
Sort of?
Pretty damn much. Let's just say pretty damn much. It's not accurate. That's not correct. But for the sake of easy, yes.
Think of Child's Play.
Yeah, Chucky.
Yes, think of Chucky.
That really wasn't, yeah.
Because at the very, very, very first movie, back in the mid-'80s, late 80s, whatever, the serial killer, Charles Lee Ray, he was studying voodoo with another person.
Yeah.
So he was when the police caught up to Ray, it was at the toy store, and Ray was next to the good guy doll. So he was already shot already, and he was losing so much blood. So before Charles could pass on, he chanted the words of voodoo, and he transferred his soul into the good guy doll.
I strongly feel like you're 100% right. The entire beginning part of let's transfer our soul into these things was definitely taken from Child's Play, especially with the amount of humor in here. So continue, Wayne.
Wait, so what's the... Oh, do you remember what the owner's name is? The first serial killer? I don't.
Willie.
You're right. So, okay, because my next question was going to be which animatronic is he in, but it was definitely Willie. Right? That's the only thing that would make sense anyway.
Yeah, let's just go along with it because I'd be willing to bet that they didn't spend too much time going, what should the owner's name be? Why not Willie? There was one
In fairness, Willie was very, very tall, but because it's a mink or something like that, right? You would call him long because,
Yeah.
It's a weasel, but
It's a weasel.
It's a weasel.
Right? Just saying.
A bed weasel.
Anyway.
You were summarizing the plot and got to the point that Willie and his entire staff committed suicide.
Right, they committed suicide. Their spirits inherited the animatronics, yes. And they spend the rest of their, I guess, in theory, eternity, but it's only been a few years, right? But they spend that time with the village periodically offering them sacrifices because otherwise they will leave the facility and go eat people in the town.
Yes.
And the town, which was perfectly okay with bringing in the SWAT team before, suddenly has no ability to deal with this.
Well, did you see Willie completely tear half of a person off of their legs?
That's fair. That is fair. You know what? That cop lady, the whole time I was thinking, boy, you are really overreacting to this. I think you really could have handled this. You should have been able to handle this, right? And then we get to see her end, and it's just
holy shit.
Yeah. So spoilers, everyone. Here's your plot. Sorry.
Yeah.
You'll forgive me. I'm sure that you're all going to go out and
put a
watch
plot spoiler in the beginning.
I already did a review on this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But it's hilarious. So, the entire time, I'm still going, these things were super easy. Lady, why the were you freaking out?
Well, it tore her in half.
Yeah, in one swing.
But not Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
As far as we can tell, it only cut his shirt. It didn't hurt him one bit. The only person who could fight him was the ostrich at the beginning.
I seriously am wondering if Nick Cage was not already an animatronic.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like whoever made
he acts like a robot the whole time.
Yeah.
Except for like the enthusiasm.
And the soda.
Soda, yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's the fuel.
Oh.
See, that's the fuel. He's got the timer, right? And every time the timer goes on, he's like, oh, it's time for me to go. I gotta go. I can't do anything else.
You know, oh my god. Can I make a point? These are all animatronics. I really want to know if these things were just like glass cannons. Like, they have all this power, but they can only do it like once or twice a day. And other than that, like, their entire
they
spine...
have to be recharged by the song, see?
Oh,
right? We're gonna make rules on the plot now. I think the song, because keep in mind the song comes on multiple times throughout the film, right? Oftentimes after he's killed one of them, he's like, and then they gotta sing about a birthday. It's your birthday, da 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 da.
We want you to be happy, and we want you to have fun. Still, one of the best birthday songs I've heard.
I love that song. Is that on iTunes?
It's your birthday.
I gotta look at iTunes. Definitely going to see this. he doesn't get a choice in the matter. I'm gonna go up to his house and be like, yo, this is what we're doing. I know you want to play like Civilization. I understand that. And we can play it in the background. Like, this could be your background thing, but I guarantee it won't be background for long, because you're gonna be fixated. You will become fixated with this, as I was. Taylor, should I be concerned that something about my character led you to believe that, like, oh, Mike's coming over. You know what would be great? You know what he would really like? Let's watch this film.
So,
this would be great. I would just like to know, is that your opinion of me?
Yes.
Mikey is a psychotic weirdo. I would love to see someone get... Well,
So, Mike, honestly, you don't need to worry about it because it's really easy to figure out.
I don't know. Okay, so if I'm Willie, what do you want to be? Do you want to be the gorilla? Because I really like the gorilla's fight scene, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, when I'm given the choice of all the others, I'd totally take the gorilla over any of the others. Mm-hmm. What are you, Taylor?
No, I mean,
are you the siren?
No.
Do you want to be a chameleon?
No.
Okay. Do you want to be the Mexican?
I want to be the. Go.
I'm just saying, like how else? I guess he's the turtle too, but like he speaks Spanish the whole time. Was there nod to diversity in 2021? Like, Mexican turtle, yeah.
I guess I'd be Ozzy Ostrich, because at least he made a mark on Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. You snuck up on Nick Cage.
Anyway, I'm gonna eat your soul. Oh, by the way, the intro to that of "I'm gonna eat your soul" was just like, I thought we were going to lead into this.
And then he just rips out its spine, just like, take that, I've killed the ostrich.
God. But no, it's easy to say because you've made a point to us of, I'll take a good film, I'll take a bad film. It doesn't matter what kind of film, because I'm going to enjoy this no matter what. I'm either going to laugh at it or I'm going to be amazed by it. And she went, well, we watched Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and we laughed the entire damn way through it, and that was a good film. What happens if we give you an absolutely film?
Right. You know what? That comment about it being a good film, I absolutely agree. That was one of the premier films.
You know, honestly, considering everything that we had in 2020 and 2021,
you know what?
I'll take it.
Honestly, yeah, it's been a rough couple of years. Terrible movies make it better.
Honestly, with that kind of terrible, like, there's terrible films that take themselves seriously and they're funny because of all this. Then there's terrible films that parody taking themselves too seriously. Like, you cannot tell me that...
Yeah, there's no way that they thought this was serious. Right. There's no way.
And, like, they did a good job of going, this is what it's just going to be, okay.
But still, to miss the budget mark by that much, though, that's a lot of money to get rid of. Like, $4.5 million, you're just gone. Oof.
Yeah, I feel bad for him on that one. But... I'd be interested to know what came out in the same time frame.
Well, so you said that it came out as only a sort of direct TV sort of thing, right?
It was planned to come out Halloween 2021, but because of the pandemic, they decided to pull it out. It didn't even made its premiere in theaters. So it waited November, December, January, February for it to go to on demand and then limited theatrical releases.
Okay. So they just made a really bad choice of how to distribute it.
Was it a bad choice, or was it the people who actually are in charge of distribution being like, no, not them. That's okay. We don't have high standards here, but like they exist.
So this is one of those films that I would rate highly just because of how bad it is.
Yeah, because honestly, this is a conversation piece. Yeah. This is amazing. There's so much here worth talking about.
Yeah.
Like, especially, I like our female lead. Just being like,
Liv.
Her name is She had a name.
She had a name.
She had a name.
Her name is Liv.
Okay.
Liv.
That's ironic.
In a murder.
In a murder film when all of her friends are going to die. Her name is Liv.
We knew what was going to happen to her in the beginning. They told us she was going to live.
What do you guys think of the movie? Let me know your thoughts below. Like this video, subscribe to Cyntillating Reviews, help me make it grow. I want to see something come out of this. Share this video too. It would be nice to see what other people think of this film also. If I reach 200 subscribers, I will be reviewing Ghost Stories, a request from my husband's friend. Ghost Stories is an unusual anime, and it's not just the story that's unusual. Japan, it did okay, but in America, it earned its profits. Want to know why? Help me get to 200 subscribers and I'll tell you why. If you want to see me outside of YouTube, I also have a TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and a page on Facebook, so where I'll be posting updates and upcoming content. So much has happened and we are now living in a pandemic world. I've had too many family members become affected by this and now their lives have become different and not what it used to be. While the vaccines and boosters are available for us to use that truly need it, the one way to avoid it has always remained the same. Our simplest prevention is our biggest protection. Please take care of yourselves as you practice social distancing, washing hands, and staying at home. This pandemic has gotten way out of hand and is approaching home slowly and deadlier. Let's try to make our world better by starting to make us better to reduce the spread of COVID-19. See you later on another day.